I'd like to introduce you to this software development suite called Mobile Data Studio. It allows you to create applications for Apple devices such as iPad and iPhones. It also allows development for Samsung devices and Windows 10 mobile devices. So I'm going to give you a bit of an overview on how I use it and how to set up a basic application. So this is the environment that loads up when you run Mobile Data Studio, and Mobile Data Studio is available by Googling or going to the website of pocketpccreations.com. I will leave a link in the description. So click on New, and we're going to call this BMI Calculator 01, and this is the sample page that loads. We don't need this data on the sample page, so I just select it and delete it, and we can click on the sample page, delete all the data. Okay, we need to have something there, do we? So page 1, we'll just call it, it could be anything. In fact, what we'll call it is BMI. BMI calculator would probably be better, wouldn't it? Okay, so a bit like any application, we need to put a couple of things on it. So we need two number boxes, and we need a mathematical calculation. So first of all, click on Add, go down to Number Pad, and we'll call this Input Height. Now this is what will be displayed on screen, and this is going to be the ID number. We're going to customize this, and we're going to make it 4 characters, and then we're going to OK it. So input height and 4 characters. We can click on the little number pad to the right, and it'll let us input, or we can just type directly. We're going to input another. We can do it by right clicking and click on Add Point, and from Add Point click on Number Pad, and we're going to input weight, and we want the weight in kilograms. Again, we're going to custom it, and we're going to go to 4 characters. Now input height, what we'll do is we'll edit that, and just double click it, and we need to put in meters. So we now have our 2 inputs. So if we can input 2 heights, 1.77 meters, and we can input a weight of say 75 kilos, but doesn't do anything. So we need to bring the 2 together and work out the calculation. So again, we go to Add, and we go down to Math, and we'll call this BMI. We now click on the Math tab, and we want to input, so we have to think about first of all the calculation for BMI. So we need height, and we need height divided by, and we'll open brackets, and we will input height, and we will multiply height by height, and we'll close the brackets. Now we don't want 10 characters displayed, we only want 4 characters displayed, and we want 1 digit after the decimal place, and we'll OK that. So we now have, I've just reordered them to see how that worked there. So if you drag them about here with the left mouse, you can reorder them on screen. So we want this to look better. And here we have now the BMI. So that will work every time. So we could change this to 100, and it'll recalculate the BMI. We can change it to 50, it recalculates the BMI. So that is our basic BMI calculator and how we work it out. and how we do the maths. So this is just a very basic tutorial on how to use MDS. What you would now do is you would give it a title. So you would go to your project, go to properties, and we'll call it BMI calculator. I'll pop in my name. I don't have a company, and I'm the author, and it's copyrighted to me, and I don't have a website. You can go to options. Now options are within these options here we have a session list. So for example, if we sent this project to our iPhone and we were working out BMIs for lots of different people like I do on my day-to-day work, we would need some way to differentiate one from the other. So we might want to have the date, or we might want to have the location or something like that. So what we would then do here, we could right click and add a point, and that point could be just text, and that text could be location. We would want to edit that, and any text is allowed. We don't want a single line, but we want about 14 characters. So now we have text here. We also might want to add in the date. It's very good at adding a date point. So we'll just pop in date, and we can set the date to set the current date and time once the module or page is loaded, and we'll just keep it as it is. So now when we go into properties and go over to options and down to insert point, we can select the date, and also we can select location, and we could have the location as, you know, home, and the date just set as date. Now that will make more sense when you transfer this over to your iPhone or iPad or Samsung or Windows 10 phone. When it's on your mobile device, it'll make a lot more sense, particularly so when you have a lot of these done. So we'll save that, and what we'll click on now is let's have a look. It's not responding. So I meant to go to new session. So on your device it would look something like this. So the date's selected automatically, or you can click on the date and select the date, your location, and then your parameters for BMI. So we would input height, and that'll give us the BMI. Now we can set this BMI to be hidden and only appear whenever a value is in, so it doesn't show that error. So what we would do here is we would right click, add a point, and for this we would do logic. So we would insert a logic point. So if height is equal to or is greater than or equal to 0.1 and weight is equal to or greater than, sorry I meant to do that, yeah, equal to 0.1, then display BMI, and then just double click it there. And we'll click OK for that, and then we'll go to database and new session. So you can see now BMI is actually missing. So we'll input location, just type in home, or could be sports center. One, whatever the name is, and you can make this longer to facilitate long names. And we would input 1.5, and we'll just make up another one. And when I type in 45, the BMI just appears. If I delete any of these, it will disappear again because I put in the condition. So remember what that condition was. We go to the design and we look in, and this was the condition, the logic point. If my input height in meters is greater than or equal to 0.1 and our input weight in kilos is greater than or equal to 0.1, then display BMI. Now we could have this as OR, so if the height is greater than 0.1 or the weight is greater than 0.1, it'll display the BMI. But I think it's just logic to have the and in there. So that concludes our tutorial on BMI calculation. I will think about other tutorials and maybe add them, but once you know how to do a basic one like this, then you can do lots of different apps, but that's all for now.